Perfect. Okay, here we go. Chaliye. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining for another season of the AI. We have a very special guest and a technology leader, especially in the uh, XR domain, joining us from Gurugram, Delhi. Kuldeep Singh works for ThoughtWorks. I will request Kuldeep to introduce himself first and then set the session in motion.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me for this session. Um, I'm heading XR practice at ThoughtWorks. Uh, Around 20 years of IT experience. Yesterday, I finished 20 years of IT experience, by the way. And have experience of various domains, technologies, blockchain, IoT, AR, VR, and all Java, .NET, whatever we talk. I think buzzwords I have in my list. So it's a quite a vast experience and learning. So that's where this session is all about, sharing that learning with you, how really AI would help in building or extending the world around us, and the same exactly how Azure AI particularly will help us, what all the APIs are already there built in, what more coming in this line. So that's where we'll be discussing more today. And by the way, I have authored a book called Exploring Metaverse recently. So I'll be touching that book also in this session in a bit. Yeah. So okay, should we start the session now?
Yes, yes. Let's begin.
Yeah. Okay. So the session's topic for today is Azure AI fostering sense within XR or XR world or extended real world. So let us see. Let us do it in a reverse order. Like, we will first discuss XR world, what exactly it is, what it means sensing in a XR world, and how then the role of AI in XR, what AI can do for extending the world. And then we will come to Azure AI. Earlier, I thought I'll discuss Azure AI first, but there are multiple sessions around Azure AI studios and all being conducted by the developer community. So please go through them. They are more detailed session probably, but here I will try to correlate how the AI and XR will come together. So let's get into this. The first thing is the XR world, which I call extended real world. How to extend the real world, how to redefine the reality what we assume. And as I mentioned, I'll be covering parts of my book as well here. Book is available on Amazon and BPB publishers websites. I will go through this, how you can get this book, um, and we'll discuss at the end. There are a few discounts, etc. already on this. Let's hear this video before getting into XR world, what it could mean to us.
If you're traveling beyond this life, where the weight of tradition cannot follow, do not fear reinvention. The design is your liberation. Between the planes where our dreams are built, where the mind reigns, and the light bends, and the children of creation dance in time. If you're traveling beyond this life, you are not alone. We are waiting.
This is a commercial from Second Life, a game. Um, let's hear this.
If you're traveling beyond.
Yeah. So that was about Second Life, going beyond the what we are seeing around, going beyond the reality what we are experiencing. But before getting there, why we are thinking, from when we started thinking all this beyond, going beyond, it is all the answer lying in the history. And the chapter one of this exploring metaverse book is all talking about this, that how our history actually telling us going beyond the reality, which is a natural thing. We started with with all these batch processing side where there is a minimal interaction with the machines, then very little interactive with the command line as it started, then whole graphics UI user interface started bringing, and that becomes a part of our life. And we stick to windows though, 2D windows, 2D screens, and that becomes a part of life, like normal, like our mobile phone is a part of our body, it feels like. um, if we are a little far from that, we always have, our brain is always telling us something missing, right? So this is how interaction with machine is getting into. Now the next era is coming, like immersive interactions or artificial interactions, which is coming in form of spatial computing or AR VR, or people call it metaverse or whatever. The name could be anything, or spatial world, we are calling it could be any name, but we are getting there slowly. Looking at all the interactions or investment or interest going in even generative AI today, we'll discuss how we are getting in the same direction of going beyond what we have done so far. So it's really that level we will be reaching. Let's hear another video of this real player one.
Except the Oasis. A whole virtual universe. Let me take you on a trip around the world and back. People come to the Oasis for all the things they can do. And you won't have to really sit still. But they stay because of all the things they can be. Can you feel this? Let me show you the world. Yeah. It's the only place that feels like I mean anything. The Oasis was the brainchild of James Halliday.
Hello. If you're watching this, I'm dead. I created a hidden object, an Easter egg. The first person to find the egg will inherit $500 billion and total control of the Oasis itself.
Okay, one more video. So we discussed one part where seeing this real player one, how the people really want to get into that virtual world. Even in that virtual world, whatever you are seeing around, they can be sensed, they can be really touched upon, um, uh, and this is how the world is extending. Let's hear this recent Free Guy movie trailer. It will give you another sense of what the extended world would mean.
It's just a squeeze me.
Is this what recreational drugs feel like?
Guy, this world, it's a video game. And it's full of bad guys.
I'm a rule breaker. I'm a rattle chicka 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 snaker.
We need you to be the good guy.
It's just a squeeze me.
So you have seen a dialogue. Does it feel like drug? Yes. Extended reality will be that level. There's an article on Forbes talking about, can VR be a drugs? Like a drug, VR drug, can it be a drug? Yes, there are cases like that. The extended reality is get immersive into a brain to really influence our way of working, way of understanding the things around us. So it has that much power. It need to be used, of course, it need to be used very ethically. So coming to the topic today, this first part, which is what is exactly extended real world and what exactly XR. So it primarily covers two parts: augmented reality, virtual reality. Augmented means anything we augment on the real world, digital information on the real world, while seeing the real world, while experiencing the real world. That's augmented reality. It can be done by any ways, any form of the thing. I can change my background on this session. You see the real background, but I can always change it to something else. That will give the that's also augmented reality. It can be experienced from wherever there is a see-through glasses, wherever we have camera-based feed. uh, it can be called AR, though there are smart glasses that does support. Google Glass was the early version of the AR, but way early to the thing. But there are a number of glasses coming with this, the Meta's recent glass, Ray-Ban glasses, and there are a number of glasses. There are 200 plus in this category glasses already industry has tried. um, I'm talking 200 plus type of devices. uh, there is another category which is virtual reality. When I say virtual reality, we really don't see the real world. The real world is completely blind. The world itself is artificially generated. So we get into a artificially generated world using these type of glasses. Quest from Meta Quest, or even the smaller 300 500 rupees glasses are coming, which is just you can wear and put your phone inside it. Your phone can become a virtual reality device in those glasses. And it is important piece that whenever XR comes, people think it's all about head mounted glasses or smart glasses and things like that. But it is much more than that. And my book's chapter 3 is all talking about that. And and then there is a term called mixed reality, primarily coined by Microsoft, with Microsoft HoloLens is the device, and there are lot of mixed reality devices. Mixed reality is when we are mixing the virtual world and the real world together. We can interact each other. Think about, if I switch on the light of my room, the objects inside the virtual object which I am seeing, they will also get impacted from lighting condition outside. That's what interaction we are talking. I can really touch the object, feel them, um, and really roam around that. objects around that virtual world. That's mixed reality. So there are devices which are capable to do that. Then there are new terms being coined like spatial computing. But let me tell you, nothing is new. Uh, it's from last 30 years people are talking about these different names: the spatial computing, spatial web, or other worlds. Spatial computing is nothing but space aware applications, the environment understanding, and you build your applications understanding that environment, how much this room size is, what all things are there. There are so many things what human understand. Similarly, the device can also understand and can build applications around that. uh, it's as I said, it's not just smart glasses or mobile phone, even things like this. So smart mirror is another. You can think of, now you can start thinking how a lot of use cases of AR. It's not just about, as I said, it's not just about even phone, not just about even the smart glasses which we can only wear on eyes or head. There are multiple ways we can experience the reality or extend the reality. Another popular thing is WebXR. People can directly go on websites. There are our websites. Yes, our JavaScript favorite. We can write XR applications in our favorite JavaScript, or open those websites in our browsers. Similar to Similarly, you can see this example. You just open a URL in a browser, click on particular thing. If you haven't experienced it, probably try on your phone. Search tiger, and there are options from Google which can show that tiger in your room, just like this. You can click on any of these models. I created this website quickly to show the concept, but you can experience when you open this website link. Though thinkkuldeep.com is my website, it may feel like thin Kuldeep. I'm not that thin, but it is think Kuldeep. K is silent. And then model viewer. You can click on any of the model. It will come in your environment. It will ask you, okay, do you want to play in your environment? And it will come next to it. You can get inside, just like Ram temple I was showing. You can get inside the temple 3D model directly here. So these are the examples, WebXR, but there are a number of other examples: spatial.io, or 3.js, or A-frame, Babylon.js, building number of AR based or VR based application you can do directly. Uh, then there are a number of other things. XR need more environments and more type of extended reality, like 3D projectors, um, revolving fan. You can have 3D projections. You can have DIY 3D projections. You can find on Google. There are a number of things available. There are body shoots being coming, which can give you the real immersive sense. Even you can touch, you can really play a game. It will be a very different experience, truly immersive, while your eyes is seeing VR devices. Then the gloves are coming, smart gloves which has sensors. Rings are coming. Even extended reality can be also be you can think of the drone shows like Boat Lab, doing a lot of drone shows. Think of those XR world. When you start seeing that type of experience, you will start thinking that your sky had changed. A lot of immersiveness there as well. Recently, this picture on the right top side you are seeing, this is from IIT Madras professor and his team. They built a really interesting concept of really touching the texture inside images. You can really touch on the screen. When you move your finger on the screen, you can really sense the texture, and your finger will experience that texture. So that level of innovation is happening. um, on the bottom you see a picture, that's a picture from Ultraleap. You can add this small device in front of any AR VR device, and then it will become your hand tracking, your body tracking. Many things can be seamless, and there are a number of such example I have included in my book as well, like how XR really going. uh, when XR get combined, and there are new terms being coming, like volumetric app, holographic glasses, just like I told about, new name might be coming, but the prime concept remains same, the core concept remains same, extending the world. And when these technologies, associated technologies, combined with things like IoT, blockchain, AI, of course, cloud, and high speed network, then we are getting towards metaverse. It will take us to metaverse. The metaverse is, in I defined in my book, the metaverse is really stage of internet where we will stop thinking about what is real and what is virtual. The difference between them will blur so much that we will accept even virtual thing like a real thing. That's the stage of internet. Sooner or later we are going there. All advancements taking us there. No matter what we feel about it, it might look scary, it might look exciting, whatever it is, but things are going there. uh, AI, people talk about AI specifically these days. In XR, there is nothing without AI. We'll discuss this piece next. But before that, let us understand. We discussed about a lot of things about XR, but let us understand what exactly when we are talking about sensing. As I said, we'll go reverse in this session. So now XR world, we understand there are AR, VR stuff. There are a number of devices which can give us a different visuals, different graphics, and which can give a different immersive experiences, also different kind of touch and feel experiences and all those. But what exactly the sensing in real world? Let's understand this sensing piece from as a human. How do we sense the real world? For that, we have sensors in our body. We have eyes, we have ear. For testing, we have tongue, we have nose, we have hands, touch, we have skin to touch the and feel the temperature, and air, and a lot of things. So there are so many sensors in our body, and receptors. Those sensors are sensed by neurons, and then it signal goes to brain, and the brain acts like actuators. So it's all about sensing and actuating. Uh, so we have sensors for depth sensing. Our two eyes, they are two cameras. They are placed at distance, and the images from these cameras get merged in our brain at the end to create sense of depth. If you do not believe that these are two different cameras and two eyes are seeing two different things, then put your hand on one eye and see your finger and see what you are seeing. Put your eye on other finger and see how far your finger is displaced. So these are two different cameras, completely different pictures they are producing at certain distance. And then brain merges those picture to create depth. This is how depth sensing work. But you might say some people may be unfortunate to have only one eye. How they sense the depth? Then the brain does the depth sensing AI algorithm in your brain. Not AI, of course, intelligent algorithm. And then there are other sensors like motion tracking. We know when we move around, it's a multiple coordinate system we can think of. We are moving when we move our head in different direction, then we move our body. So this whole tracking automatically all these sensors are doing. And we have another great capability of detecting object, detecting people, detecting voices around us, hearing. So there are multiple sensors play in that role, not just one sensor. When we identify people, there are many things plays in it, not just a visual sense. Okay. Uh, then we have another sense of safety. That's psychological safety. If someone is, we feel threat, we immediately act upon it. So our action in the body also based on our detection. It is so much, this machine, human machine is so complex and so intelligent that part of it is still we are trying to replicate in other thing. Now let us see, this is how we make sense of the world. When we see around, this is fan, this is that, uh, pressing a button would actually start it, and all these things are so natural for us as we learn. That's where now let's see this. We are talking about human understand this. Now see how a machine can also do that. I'm talking everything machine, even the mobile phone, how a mobile phone can do that. This is a Google Astra project.
Okay, let's do some tests. Tell me when you see something that makes sound.
I see a speaker, which makes sound.
What is that part of the speaker called?
That is the tweeter. It produces high-frequency sounds.
Give me a creative alliteration about these.
Creative crayons color cheerfully. They certainly craft colorful creations.
What does that part of the code do?
This code defines encryption and decryption functions. It seems to use AESCBC encryption to encode and decode data based on a key and an initialization vector, IV.
That's right. What neighborhood do you think I'm in?
This appears to be the King's Cross area of London. It is known for its railway station and transportation connections.
Do you remember where you saw my glasses?
Yes, I do. Your glasses were on the desk near a red apple.
What can I add here to make this system faster?
Adding a cache between the server and database could improve speed.
What does this remind you of?
Schrodinger's cat.
All right, give me a band name for this duo.
Golden Stripes.
Nice. Thanks, Gemini.
So this video might have given a sense that how much really we have capability getting built that can sense the real world, that can make sense of the world. So When we can sense the world, it is quite easy to extend it. So what are the things? We have cameras in the devices, we have our mics in these devices, even touch, etc., also can be done with smart sensors. There is a lot of AI plays its role as a brain for these and computing and actuating these things. There are a number of sensors. The depth sensing, for example, can be with lidar sensors, or even simple image to 3D is quite possible these days. Tracking the motions with SLAM, simultaneous localization and mapping. So it keep track of where you are moving along, and also keep mapping the environment where you are with respect to the environment, and what is the environment around you. So these capabilities, SLAM capabilities, coming in most devices, mobile phones or smart glasses. It is coming with that. And then there are development tools like physics engine, Unity or Unreal or similar tools that can provide all the physics concepts easily. We can build number of applications using them. And then we're talking about safety. For example, your phone drops automatically. There are sensors, it automatically detects that, hey, for your phone is dropping. It can do many things. Then the brain thing, you can always have things like brain computer interface. There are a number of things going in this direction, but I'll not be covering the topic here. But this is quite an interesting topic, how the brain is really working. It's as I said, it's just about sensing and actuating. Uh, when I move this hand like this, I'm getting signal from brain to move this, but it is not difficult to give the same signal to someone sitting next to me. I am thinking I can give signal to his hand by multiple ways. There are patterns recognition, so these are the possible stuff possible. Um, but very scary that I give a signal and someone else's hand start moving, but the person do not know how the hand is moving. It looks scary, but it is possible. So these are the things happening, innovation happening around the world. uh, and number of space aware applications are being built. The volumetric app we talk about, spatial anchors, or world coordinate based app, anchors fitting in the thing. Some of the apps like indoor navigation. This is one of the concept we built a few years ago internally in our office, to do indoor navigation using XR. Um, it can This is just a concept, but it can be extended to any level. You can really build optimal routing around it. Think about building experiences that goes from indoor to outdoor, from your home to shopping mall, um, or you build your future applications have different UI. They will not be just fit in the 2D screen. You need to really design experiences for room scale experience, then the city scale experience, then maybe country level experience. And so that level of experiences you need to expand. One example is like Google Map or any map we are looking at. It is coming to It is so natural now to use the map, but think about this immersive experiences where you can really build a social hotspot where you want people to join. You can have targeted market in shopping mall. You These navigation can lead you to some places. And other thing of space aware thing is, for example, few years ago I renovated this house. I used the measurement inside this. Like, there was a time when I did not have the measuring tape, but how to measure the how to have approximation of the area. So there are AR apps that can do all the thing. You measure it, it will directly tell. Looking at the wall, it will tell how much is the square feet area and how much the cost of painting it will take. Think about all these use cases. Uh, and just before that, you have seen Google Astra. Think about the apps like that. You just look around this room and tell and decorate it. Interior decoration automatically do it. Okay, and then provide the estimate of all the decoration you have done. AI can do all the interior decoration. So looking at that video looks like so many jobs we are doing traditionally might be at risk, of course. But rather than treating it like it might produce risk, we need to really treat it like how to use these technology to assist that. Think about the existing interior designers who might take say 10 days to interior design the thing, and produce the design. Getting it convinced, getting the sign up and deal closure takes maybe months. Using these technology, you may be able to close those deals in 5 days, for example. So think about all these examples and how many things you can do, how many options you can do, how much satisfaction you can bring to your customer. So these are the things we need to think, rather than thinking this will take away the jobs. Of course, the technology has its own pros and cons, um, but it, evolution is a natural process. It happens. We have never stopped in past. We could not stop it in past. We will never be able to stop in future as well. So that's how the things are going. Generative AI, for example, it is generating arts, it is generating text, it is generating books. Why someone need to write book? I written a book, but if I think why to write a book when things are available already there, but there are differences. I still go ahead write book, but generative AI helped me to write the book faster. If generative AI wasn't there, I would have taken maybe more than 2 years to write that. It has reduced that book writing to 6 months. Of course, I was working on that for 3 years, but it reduced that final actual writing, grammatical corrections, keeping my originality while doing all the things, generating images specifically, just from the concept and the paragraph where the image, what image will put. It's all generated well with AI. Other part which we might be missing generally is building equity for people who are still not being considered equal, people with disabilities. These technologies, you can think of the use cases how they can really help them, how the understanding the environment. If eyes are not there, human eyes are not there, how the artificial eyes of these technologies can feed the data. Think about a stick, the elder person holding the stick can have sensors that will tell, based on computer vision or other sensors, what is happening around. It can tell you the complete environment, who is coming closer, who is coming far, and many things in Azure AI. Also, even you can set your safe boundary. Someone coming in that boundary, virtual boundary, you will be notified, and things like that. So we talked about a lot of sensing around the environment and applications of those sensing. Now again, I'll quickly touch upon role of AI in XR, or how XR is becoming interface for AI. Think about, we are in the generative AI world where even AI can become a doctor for you. It can be a consultant for you. You can ask your problem and AI can respond, maybe very accurately, close to doctors, or may not be, but that's where it is going. But the thing is, will you trust the response given by chatbot? and follow the prescription or take the medicine suggested by chatbot? Probably not. But think about virtual avatars of your own doctor coming in front of you and telling the same thing, just what chatbot is talking. It's easy for you probably to believe in that. And as I said, we will be reaching there, those stages. We'll start believing them. And think about the scarcity of doctors will be fulfilled by technology. And the doctors will focus on the real critical things. So it's all like any repetitive task, if AI can do, AI will do. No matter if you like it or not, but it will do. But then we need to shift, we need to train people to really move where there is a need of human, there is an emotional aspect, there are so many aspects where we need. So how to understand this whole part? One way is read chapter 4 of my book. It talks a lot. It is talking in relation with metaverse, but XR is a key component of metaverse. So all the things being discussed in this chapter will apply here too. Other way is a quick way is this article which talks about multiple ways how I given a term like generative XR, which is due to generative AI we are talking about. There are a number of things happening. How AI is powering XR. There are ways like environment sensing, motion detection, um, slam. Everything is depth sensing. Everything is behind the scene. There are AIs, face detection, body tracking. You can see the face detection is a it's a many years now. Lenskart has built this app. You can try your glasses. Snapchat, Snap has a lot of filters of based on face, and think about a lot of retail use cases where you can try your all fashion stuff. You can try clothing on you with body tracking and all. There are a number of use cases. User interactions is important piece. Like text input, for example, is a key challenge on virtual on the air keyboards. And then there are AI playing a lot, gesture tracking, detection, your hand movement, your voice input, your eye tracking, lot of thing, even getting into the brain now. BCI I was talking, just by thinking you'll be able to control. So AI has to play its own role in many ways. There are things like digital twins simulations, where where you really create a virtual environment, simulated environment, and you really need dynamism in that environment to meet the reality. So that's where AI can help to produce those things. And then specifically coming to generative XR, which is related to the content generation primarily, like AI, generative AI can really help XR based content generations. There are existing APIs like Room Plan from Apple, Reality Scan, and many other similar thing technologies, which can really sense the environment faster, can generate whole 3D model, which earlier used to take months and months to generate those type of model, but now it's AI can really help to generate model. So just like text to video happening, text to 3D model is also happening. Uh, even in the 3D environment, virtual environment, you can use generative AI to modify it, or it can behave the way you want just by communicating to the environment. So the environment you will be in future, that will be more interactive, that will be more responding to you what you want. Then I was talking about the simulation in the earlier. There is an interesting piece in simulation, like we have used one of the tool called Carla and Nvidia's Isaac Sim to really simulate the autonomous vehicle behavior and for robotic testing. So you can really feed your sensors, virtual sensors from the virtual simulated environment, and there you can test your autonomous vehicle algorithm first, then on the real environment. Think about a autonomous vehicle testing is a very big challenging thing. You will really need to create a fake city, fake environment physically. But think about XR based environment and AI backed environment which can bring the dynamism in the environment. It can really be fruitful. Then we're talking about AI assisted 3D modeling and stuff. Generating 3D model is one part, then making it usable for different devices is another part. That's where AI can help optimizing this automatically based on from where we are looking at what part is not visible inside that particular 3D model, so that that part can be reduced from complexity and reduce the size, so it can really be good performance. So this is where these AI thing. Then I talked about Google Astra, even GPT-4 multimodal inputs are coming that can well understand the environment and create many things. Microsoft has announced volumetric apps, bringing Microsoft apps on a Meta Quest 3D. So all Microsoft 2D apps can get into the 3D environment. So this is kind of AI. You can look at these pages more. Now I am coming to Azure AI. After understanding XR world, then we understand sensing inside XR world, and then we talked about AI in XR world, what exactly AI can do. And now we are talking about Azure AI, what Azure AI is doing or can do in XR. So there is a Azure AI vision, and there are a number of cognitive services around it that can really sense the textual information on even sensitive content from images. So in AR world, you have AR VR world, you have these cameras. Based on those camera inputs, it can sense the number of things from that. It can sense the objects around you automatically, tell you what type of object, what it is. Not just that, you can in fact search based on the image matching inside that environment. Where is particular thing? It's an that image can be searched. It can detect the people, their faces, and in fact liveliness of those. So people can really give a picture in front of you and then tell it's that person. But this Azure AI's API can tell you whether there is a live person in front of you or it is just an image. It can differentiate that level. It can really count the number of people in the given defined area. Monitor, even you can define your barrier within that area. It can alert you if someone is coming in that area or going out of that area. It can monitor the social distancing or in that area. um, and there are examples on in Azure AI Studio. There are examples you can go in that website and directly try there. For example, recognizing the products on shelf, it can do from that, categorize them. um, the void video based retrievals and summarizations, movement tracking in that, all these things, all those use cases can be built. Then there is another good service for Microsoft. For many years, these things were quite popular in XR world, but now they are getting reshaped. But what it can do is spatial anchor is a service which can really uh, perceive the spaces, whole space, in supported devices like Microsoft HoloLens, even AR kit based application, AR core based applications for Android. And not just that, it can really understand the environment, identify the feature points in the environment which can be marked as an anchors, and that can be anchored, and you can store number of information on those anchors. And whenever in multiple devices, you can recall those anchors whenever you go there again. Just by going in that environment, that anchor will be available there. uh, so you can really, when you share these anchors, you can build multi-user experiences. um, when you correlate these anchors, if there are multiple anchors you create in your office space or museums or factories or even any open spaces, you can correlate, you can build a wayfinding application from one anchor to other anchor, how to go there and all those things. And so number of applications you can think of in this direction. You can, as I said, you can store contextual information of those anchor, what that anchor is. You can store many information in that, using, there are storage APIs or function APIs for doing that. It does support on many platforms: Unity, Xamarin, or native app development for Android, iOS, and even Microsoft HoloLens. So there is another concept like Azure object anchors, which can be like a 3D model matching. Yeah, you can really, based on your 3D model, it can detect the pose, and the pose can really match to the real world thing, the anchor thing. So this is also interesting. Uh, then there is another service from Azure Cloud, is Azure Remote Rendering. So these devices are the head mounted devices, or mixed reality or XR devices, are limited in computing, limited in resources from IO, from memory, from battery life. So you can only run a limited thing in there, but you can always offload this heavy computing to remote rendering, edge computing instances or Azure computing instances, for example. That's where Azure remote rendering comes in. And even heaviest module, heaviest 3D models you can run without compromising the quality in these XR devices. And people can collaborate on that. It can really run millions of polygon and the stream those to mixed reality devices with very low latency. And there are powerful SDKs to integrate this type of remote rendering in multiple devices. Like one maybe your desktop PC, another app maybe your HoloLens app. So you can really link them together. One person is in live doing things on a particular device, and then, yeah. And then there are other cognitive services like Gen AI services and speech APIs that are also quite helpful. You can integrate in your XR apps. Gen AI services are quite popular these days, and a lot of investment going that in their direction to bring into other services. The recent advancements from Microsoft is, what I have seen is, volumetric app is I talking about. This is extending the Windows app into 3D space in MetaQuest. And MRTK3, which was a toolkit for Microsoft HoloLens. The MRTK3 was already supporting OpenXR based stuff, so quite open thing, quite open move they have taken. Uh, Microsoft Teams is coming up with the mesh uh, kind of uh, kind of thing. That's a XR based metaverse kind of collaboration environment it can generate. There are a number of use cases out there available. Accenture has tried these services in multiple ways, and many others are also trying. Um, then Dynamics Office 3, Dynamics 365 is quite popular in HoloLens time. There are number of services that are quite related to XR, like field service, field engineer, remote experts, remote assistant, expert is sitting remotely, and then the guided workflows. You can get task-based workflow, etc. Very much integrated to Microsoft's further ecosystem, and any other ecosystem of enterprise integrations can be well connected with this single sign-on and all those enterprise integrations. So that's where the Microsoft's APIs and things are going. Most of the right now focus at what I'm looking at is AI first services uh, being built. So just look at them, what's coming there, and yeah, that's mostly all of the this I wanted to cover. And thanks. Keep in touch. Go to my website to see my LinkedIn and all the thing. So directly they're available here. You can always, all the information is available. You can request me there. I'm available if you have any questions, clarification, happy to answer that. And this book is also available. You can find there are multiple links for related to this book. It is now available globally. You can find paperback version on Amazon, a different region, Kindle. Also, you can buy from BPB. Interesting thing, when you buy from BPB, you probably get 20% discount. The discount code is BPB Kuldeep. It's very simple. You can remember. It's BPB Kuldeep. Yeah. Simple. If you apply this, you'll get 20% discount. Reach out to me, provide your feedback. If you buying the book, of course, help provide review feedback for this. And this is where I'd like to end the session. Then there is another. If you want to stay in touch, we have Medium publication called XR Practices, where there are around 200 plus articles people are writing. You can find a lot of things here as well. And stay in touch. And thank you. Yeah.
Hi, thank you so much. And I don't know why my camera is not working, but thank you so much, and look forward to having you more often with us doing these sessions. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thanks, everyone.